What's up, everybody? It's the Hard Deconstruction. You can find us at harddeconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/harddeconstruction, as well as facebook.com/theharddeconstruction with the host Comp and
Relaxing Buttocks.
And today we're reviewing the second episode of
Fear of the Walking Dead.
Ooh, you did it all English, like really proper, because you said
that
Fear
was
of
nice,
the Walking
right?
Dead.
I
Fear
should be.
of.
Oh wait, it's actually not of. It's just Fear of the Walking
Yes.
Dead.
So Fear of the Walking Dead is that's how I was being an ass about it. Fear of the Walking Dead is a spin-off of the show
The Walking Dead.
And you would never know it because the titles are so different. Anyway, yes, this is the cash grab. I mean the literal genius spin-off of the show that Robert Kirkman and some other guy who I just forgot his name produced. And it takes place 6 months before the first episode of The Walking Dead. I assume when the actual pandemic occurs.
Mm-hmm. It's apparently Rick is in a coma as this is happening. So
if they really want ratings, they should just show like stock footage of Rick in a coma.
Right. It'll be like meanwhile, as it showed, like it'll be a split screen. It'll have like Travis running through the streets, and it's like meanwhile, and it just shows Rick like laying.
And you hear like crickets and stuff.
He has like an IV in his arm.
And it literally looks like Creep Show, because the word "meanwhile" will actually show up on screen.
Yeah, it'll be in like big bubble letters or something, like big green oozing bubble letters.
So you like the show so far, right?
I do. I know you don't, according to the comment section of our page.
I enjoy the show. I'm getting a little worried, honestly, about some parts of it. But let's get into what happens in the second episode of the season. What's going on with this episode?
Okay, so I guess at this point we're like in full swing of because the first episode I feel like was slow. We're meeting the characters. The son is like a drug addict. Blah blah blah. In this episode, it's like the parents now know and believe the son Nick that there is something fucked up happening because they saw it with their own eyes.
Right.
The drug dealer guy. Yeah, they saw the drug dealer that was a zombie, and now it's like the sister Alicia, her boyfriend was bit, but they don't like quite know that that's how it's passed because nobody really knows anything about this. One thing that's interesting, I don't know if it was you who told me this or I read it, but there is no zombie culture in this universe.
Oh, is it?
Like,
yeah, I think that's what.
Like they don't have like George Romero, and so they don't know what the fuck is happening when this is happening. You know.
So let's say in that universe, what did George Romero do? Like, what was he? What's
he
his
was
life in that world?
He was like a gas station worker or something, who like ended up killing like someone and having sex with a dead body or something because he couldn't get an outlet through horror.
And he thought of the idea right when he was in the electric chair.
And that's why horror is so healthy. It's because if you don't watch this stuff, you're going to do it in real life.
That's true. You need the, the catharsis of watching this kind of horrible element on TV. So anyway, we're still dealing with Cliff Curtis and his family, and his, I guess it is his fiancée, because I looked at her hand and she had like an engagement ring on her finger.
Okay.
Give me these characters' names, please, because my computer froze and I asked you.
Madison is the mom. Travis is Cliff Curtis, the dad.
Right, the name I keep forgetting.
Well, stepdad, whatever,
Alicia, I know, is that annoying, stupid daughter, because she's already driving me nuts.
She is annoying, but I feel bad for her.
Yeah, well, you understand why she's doing what she's doing, because she's kind of confused by everything. The person that she loves was, who was his name? Was it Matt, the kid?
Honestly, I don't know.
Her boyfriend is dying. He got bitten. We do find that out.
Matt.
So he did last more than one episode. I was wrong because they only had to list him as one episode.
Well, we'll see him in the next episode as a zombie, I guess, right?
Yeah. So we see her trying to take care of him because you know what? As we all know, she loves the BBC, and the BBC means English television. Everybody, so get your mind out of the gutter. They watch Downton Abbey together. Downton Abbey all night long. Anyway, so she's all into her boyfriend. She's trying to take care. He's hacking up lung. He's very sick looking.
He has a big bite on his neck. That alone should be a warning. Like,
so Travis and what's the wife's name again? Fiance?
Madison.
Travis
Nick
and Madison
are detoxing.
They're trying to, they're like, let's get the fuck out of here. Come on, we gotta go. And Elise is just kind of being this annoying daughter. Understandably, if you're in love with somebody and you're seeing them ill, you're gonna, stick with them.
Wouldn't that be a sucky way to have to go through your, like, drug detox, like, in the middle of zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, what's the name of the son now?
Nick.
Nick. I literally forget every character's name in the show.
No, it's okay. I'm terrible with names too. I just happen to have the IMDb open.
A funny thing is, the girl who's Alicia's boyfriend is played by one of the 4 main kids from The Wire, season 4, which is like the best season of that show. Which everybody should watch. The Wire. It's a really good show. And then also Nick. Can you guess who his father is? The actor's father in real life.
I have no idea who.
Stannis Baratheon.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he's a good actor. That's why you were like, he's such a good actor. You're like, oh yeah, he is a good actor. So he's watching his dad burning his daughter on a pyre. So Nick is going through withdrawals. You can actually see him. Oh
shit! He was Tom Riddle in Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince.
Which one is that? The 4th?
That's
the
Voldemort.
7th one?
It's book 6 or book 6.
But yeah, so he's while they're trying to convince the daughter to get the fuck out of the house, he's like jonesing. He's looking for something to
Couldn't they just explain to the daughter? I mean, the whole time they're not telling her. They should just grab her and pin her against the wall and be like, "People are rising from the dead. What's wrong with you?"
Characters are getting really aloof. The thing is with this series, which I'm kind of afraid of it doing, it seems like it's stretching out the first half an hour of any zombie film that you've seen. You know what I mean? It's like
that's what the whole series
I guess that's
is
what
going to be.
That's the point of the series, I guess. Before it just gets back into Walking Dead territory, where it's people dealing with stuff. I was always worried that this show would sort of be The Walking Dead season 2, which it was kind of like people just talking about nonsensical bullshit that whole season, and I was like, oh my god, everybody's just talking about bullshit in this show.
No, this is going to be like I said,
scope,
I think I said this the last review. It's going to be like the first third of The Stand, just chaos, people running around like maniacs.
Yeah, but the scope helps with the characters actually dealing with stuff, and the amount of people around. The thing that bothered me a lot though, this episode, where I was like, oh boy, it was like some stupid writing when Travis's actual biological son, who I can't think of his name because he's running around town, he's ignoring Travis's phone calls. He's on a bus. A guy runs onto the bus, and it's like the worst delivery ever. He goes, "Cop shot a homeless guy. Shot him 20 times," and he runs off the bus.
He's such a little shit the whole time. He's just like constantly making everything harder and being very contrary, and I don't know. Yeah,
He's
and then the whole scene where they have
yeah.
to go rescue him. Now you know that Travis is going to be like separated from his family the entire time.
But that's the part that annoyed me the worst with the writing of this episode, because it was like it was like such unbelievable bullshit. Like the part where like the bus stops and then this random guy runs up the staircase and he goes, "This is how he did his delivery on that line."
The cops just shot a homeless guy.
Yeah, he's like, how does he go? He totally took the wind out of my thing. So anyway, yeah, that's what happens. And about 50 people jump off the bus, and they go to the scene of crime. Yeah, which doesn't make any sense because, like, who the fuck gives a shit? Like, really, who cares? Like, that. It seems like they're almost trying to mirror Ferguson for some reason. Like, this is why people go berserk because they shot a homeless guy. When a fucking white homeless man is killed, you know what white people do? They start dancing in the streets. They don't care. Who gives a shit? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's bullshit. Oh, they shot a homeless guy. Everybody's gonna go berserk in the street. But because they're kind of using that whole cops thing that's going on right now.
Realistically, though, if right now there was like people getting shot in the street, like more. Well, I mean there are, but like. If it was like happening like more frequently and like weird shit was happening like in this show, like I think there would be riots.
Yeah, I think there would be a lot more riots. I think a lot of people would obviously rise up, but it just seems like people that had nothing to do that were on a bus. That's a little bit far fetched, even for me to believe. Oh, what? Oh, somebody got shot. Let's get off this bus. Let's go.
Let's run towards where cops are shooting people.
Yeah, I mean, like, why are you running off of a bus?
You know, it'd be funny if all the white people ran to the cops and all the black people ran the other direction.
Yeah, I know. It would be smart because I don't understand that. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. And then, like, you could tell it's real writing. Like, you could not real writing, but in the sense that you could tell that it's written like so blatantly when the guys are arguing with the police, and it's like so manufactured bullshit acting that they're taught. Right. And I'm nitpicking this scene, but it like really bothered me because it seems so fucking phony. It's like one guy's arguing with the cop. He's like, "Hey man, you know what you're doing here is awful." The cop's like, "Please step back." "Hey man, he has the right to record." stop recording. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what kind of acting is this? Who wrote this? What's going on? This truly is the terror of this episode. It's horrendous. I couldn't get that shit.
No,
I couldn't understand.
Just, no, there's some bad acting in certain parts.
Like, if the kid was in the street and that had happened, I could understand people having a groundswell. Because if you saw what actually happened, back then in Ferguson when the kid gets shot in the street, like that's basically what this fucking show is doing. They're not even clever enough to hide it. That it's the cops that pissing people off, and this is what makes people start rioting. That's what they're doing. It's not even clever enough to make something original that way. So they're not in the street. They get off of a fucking bus. It's so important to run off a bus and look at somebody that got shot. It's tantamount because they had seen the news report earlier with the other shambling asshole getting shot to death. Which I don't understand why the cops have to shoot a fucking guy who's walking towards you slowly instead of running behind them and pushing them down on the ground. I can understand they're going to try to bite you. I can understand they're going to try to,
Well, they don't know that he's going to try to bite. I mean, maybe for all they know, that guy did bite like 4 people, and they got wind that
right.
This guy,
maybe
like,
that's what it is. But like that, we also see that raver girl with the green blue hair walking around.
I was happy when
shambling,
she died.
And you know what she was doing? She was walking slowly, and they shot her to death in front of everybody. Maybe the thing is that the cops know what's going on. So maybe that's
the cops
happening.
probably. Well, I mean, we did see the cop packing all the water in his.
Right,
trunk,
so the cops
might
probably do know more,
or
maybe that's just like a knee-jerk reaction that cops, those characters have seen the LA riots before. They're in that.
I mean, somebody knows about it because that fucking little kid Tobias or whatever his name is knows about it. What's his name?
Was the kid with the knife? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, the knife kid.
Yeah, so going into that scene, we see
I mean, they killed Obama
Morgan
on TV.
Yeah, I know they killed Obama. It's very offensive what they did. Once they're fighting for equalities for minorities. Actually, they're killing off all the minorities in the show, and then they're killing off Obama. Robert Kirkman with his white hood, writing on his computer. That's what's happening. But yeah, so anyway, we do see.
I know that was his plan.
Tobias, like the typical fat guy. How dare they write this character? It's very offensive. He runs and gets cans of food while she's getting whatever medical supplies she needs to help her son who is going through detox.
Right.
So the scenes with Nick and his sister Alicia, she's annoying. She wants to go and find her boyfriend. He's telling her not to. She's about to go out and whatever. Who cares about that? He starts getting like a seizure or something, right?
Yeah.
Then we see we go back to the fiance.
No, I don't know if it would happen that fast though. I've never seen anybody go through the withdrawal process of like heroin and stuff like that.
Well, I never seen about 40 people run off of a bus to see a homeless guy get shot. So I mean, that's a whole bunch of things.
So we both saw new things today.
It really bothered me. Like seriously, it bothered me that part.
Well, look, discounting that one part.
No, but I mean the whole acting, the whole acting
fun.
And writing from those scenes. That's what bothered me. Everything else in the episode, I
liked
the
scene of when she was fighting Obama? The principal or whatever. Principal Obama. I thought that scene was awesome. Like that was great.
No, I liked it a lot. No, that's why I said I liked this episode for the most part. I just didn't like a certain section of it. And then we also have Is it Isai Morales? Danny from Predator 2, the barbershop owner, where they let Travis and his first family.
Oh, what the shop owner was in Predator 2? Really?
Yeah, that was Danny. That was he was Danny Glover's partner in that movie. Well, there's a lot of Dannys, right? It's Danny Glover, and he's playing a character named Danny. I wonder if they named Danny Glover by him. That's pretty interesting. The movie has one of the best censored versions on TV. It's so horrible.
You're right. It is.
There's a scene in Predator 2, I think we spoke about this when we went to Philly, where Danny Glover is about to enter a drug-infested building by these like crazy Colombian dudes, and they're like, "Oh, you can't go in because the Heineman, the chief, says you can't go in." And he goes, "Well, Heineman can kiss my sweet ass," and then he runs to the building. And then when they censored it for TV, he goes, "Well, Heineman," and you hear just gunshots going off while his mouth is saying, "Kiss my sweet ass." Fabulous. Love that edit. Love edits on TV.
You know what would be a good idea? Like, I hope someone does it one day. Maybe they already have. But if they just did, like, best TV edits of all time.
I would love it. Like, it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I truly think...
No, they're so funny. They're so funny.
I think that they actually elevate a film.
I've seen some that are, like, actually, like, make the film, like, better. Like, the actual actor will come in and like say a word, like, but it's dubbed in very clearly.
on our hard deconstruction on our Twitter, I actually put up a scene from Problem Child 2 that had one of the worst edits I ever heard in my life with Gilbert Gottfried, because nobody could do his voice. Just look it up on our Twitter. It's horrendous. Anyway, so back to the show. I think it's the scene with the fiance. Why do I forget her name? These characters are so memorable,
Madison?
but I forget their names. Madison.
The mom, Madison?
Yes, she starts to beat Obama over the head with a fire extinguisher. I'm sure somebody will say that we're racist for saying that character looks like
He
Obama.
looks like
even
Obama.
though the actor looks. You know how people are.
It's not racist to say someone looks like someone else. He does.
You know how it goes. It's the internet. But Principal Obama gets beaten over the head with a fire extinguisher while he's trying to bite, what's his name? Travis? No, not Travis. Travis is his dad. Whatever the fat kid's
He's
name.
trying to bite Tobias.
Tobias didn't even get to get his cans of food that he could eat by himself.
And he couldn't even use the knife. What a wuss. Also, this is a
he
little
stabbed
silly,
him.
but
And
I don't think
you
he
know what
needs
was
to...
weird?
What?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, he doesn't need to go back to school. He could have a knife. Grab a knife from anywhere.
No, I think the reason why he was getting the cans of food, he didn't really give a shit about the knife. He probably didn't need the knife, but he was obviously there for the food. But yeah, he did stab Obama in the head, but for some reason it didn't work. I don't understand.
Because he didn't do it hard enough, because he's a little pussy. Come on.
But he did leave, he gets out, and then
Not
for
that
the
I'd
rest
be
of the
any better.
episode... For the rest of the episode, the fiance is all depressed because she actually killed a guy, even though they just killed that other drug dealer the first episode. We got another 2-week break because I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Wait,
why
there's
we
a
have to
2-week
wait
break
weeks.
now?
Yeah, we have to wait 2 weeks for the newest episode, even though it's 6 episodes. It's like they're having a mid-season finale for 6 episodes.
They
That's
should
how
have
many
done that on
fucking
the third
finales
episode.
Walking Dead has. What happened?
They should have done that for the third episode, so it's at least the halfway point.
So how do you think the flow of this series is going so far? 2 episodes in, do you think it's getting better, or do you think it's sort of the same?
As I said to somebody on our Facebook page, because she was saying that she found the first episode boring, but and I could understand that it was slow for sure, but like this is like dramatically faster than the first episode was, in my opinion.
Yeah, you actually see stuff is going on now.
Even if there's like some bad acting scenes here and there, or a silly bus scene, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like a great show to like eat popcorn and like
yeah.
You know, have
I mean,
a beer.
the thing is, it's this show so far is just like any other zombie movie or show that's ever been on. There's nothing new that's happening in it, but it's if you like enjoying zombie films, that's what it is. I mean. It's only
you're getting
Walking
into
Dead
the characters, though. When do you ever have a movie where you really get to know the characters this well? Like,
Right. I mean, this... I sort of don't think we hardly really know the characters besides Nick, the junkie. That's because he has a drug problem, and everybody in the show is kind of defined of their relationship to somebody else. We don't really know about them themselves, really, if you really think about it.
I'm starting to get to like Madison, the mom, and I'm getting to like Travis, the sister.
Yeah, I mean, but we
too
really
much.
don't know anything about them besides what they're related to and who they're willing to save in the show. Like, we don't know jack shit about their past, because it's going so far at a pace. Maybe we will find out, but eventually, like how we found out about Rick and Daryl's past. We hardly even know really what Daryl's about in it because he fucking mumbles all the time. But with this show, I think it's only in name The Walking Dead is because it's The Walking Dead. That's the only reason why people are watching this show. People would watch it anyway if it had zombies. There's also like other zombie shows that are on. There's like a Sci-Fi Network show that has zombies, and it's like 1/3 the budget of both these shows. And I forget what the fuck it's called, but it's
they
like
could have a pretty big budget on the show to do a riot.
It has like TJ. It has like something that DJ Qualls, the really skinny kid from. Did you ever see that movie? What the fuck is it? School Trip or College Trip or College Road Trip? What are those stupid movies?
I don't know.
Or you know him if you saw him. He's a very skinny guy, skinnier than you actually.
That's not possible.
No. Yeah. Oh yes. I think he suffered from some sort of cancer thing, but he survived it. But he's like really thin from now on.
Okay.
So he could be a model and you can't, Danny. Sorry. So anyway, with this show, I enjoy it. I was kind of thrown off by, and I'm not trying to be some fucking militaristic guy about this acting is so bad, but it like really threw me off because it seems like they can't ever write interactions with people and like police officers. It always seems like they go by the book, and you're like, hey, let's go watch Unsolved Mysteries.
Well, it's like a sensitive... It's like one of those things that's like very sensitive, because you know that no matter how they go about it, someone's going to be offended. Like, no matter what.
Right.
The cops will be offended, like some...
And I don't think they were trying to be
people.
offensive with it. I think they just, like, just wrote that while they were literally sleepwalking.
Realistically, though, it would go down. Not the way they talk, but like there would be like cops.
Yeah, and I understand like the riot
off.
police came in, and the riot police, they usually announce when they're about to fucking throw tear gas. They showed up behind the people and started shooting tear gas. I was like, what's going on here? All right, whatever. Enough of my fucking.
Yeah, but that's what it's like right now in
retentiveness
Ferguson. They're fucking out of control, like shooting tear gas and like arresting reporters for no reason. Like, there's no logic to it. They're just
That's
fucking
true.
crazy. So if there were zombies, they're doing that to humans. Could you imagine if there were zombies? It'd be pandemonium.
So this is the political deconstruction, and whoops.
Yes.
So anyway, this I'd give this episode. I think it was better than the first one. I think, although I did like that whole tail end of the first episode with the drug dealer.
Yeah,
that was pretty awesome. But this, it didn't have anything that. Well, the Obama scene was pretty cool. I gotta say, Principal Obama trying to eat them was pretty almost equal to when the drug dealer got shot. Once again, another. Black man getting killed on the show. Robert Kirkman strikes again. His white characters will always survive.
In his hood, holding his pitchfork, a pitchfork in one hand and a noose in the other.
He has a giant like fucking David Duke and Donald Trump poster behind him.
And he just has like a big boner.
With that, I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, leaving the fat kid's stash of food to survive.
Okay. I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. Or, yeah, maybe even a 9. Maybe an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10.
Danny supports any show where a character of ethnic stuff happens to, right? Is that what happened? Well, go ahead. Just continue.
This is
My
a very
joke fell
diverse
flat.
show.
Go ahead.
Race is not an issue in the zombie apocalypse.
For Robert Kirkman it is, but go ahead.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. A random zitty high school drug kid knowing more about survival than grown-ups.
That's true. So with that, let's also have a moment of silence for our dearly departed.
Oh yeah, Wes Craven. Guys.
Maestro of horror films, we learned which was much more upsetting than that guy running on the bus and yelling at people and everybody running off to me. Wes Craven passed on, and so we speak his name, Wes Craven.
Wes Craven.
So let us have a moment of silence. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
What a rush.
The horror deconstruction.